Hey everyone, Ashley here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today we're going to be talking about the decks that I am going to be working with throughout the month of August. I know that we're kind of like in our second week of August here. I took last week off because it was my birthday week and I just felt there was a lot. Honestly, last week I felt drained. That's why there was no video last week, okay? I was planning on doing this video last week, but that just didn't happen. So this week, we're going to be talking about the decks that I'm working with, and there's quite a few here, so I'm just going to take a sip of coffee, and we're just going to jump right in. So first things first, my main deck. So this is my monthly study deck. As I've talked about before, each month on Patreon, because my focus is kind of shifted, I don't want to keep buying a bunch of decks. Instead, I want to really focus on the decks I have and get to know them better. So each month on Patreon, I have been picking a deck to work with throughout the month. I share my daily pools over there. We have conversations. And if you have the same deck, you can share your pools if you want. It's a fun time. And I do update videos over there, like a 2-week update video, and then I do a final review over there as well. And that's in my Crow tier in case you're interested in checking that out. But since this is my birth month, I wanted to go with a deck that, even though I already know it and have a pretty good relationship with it, I still had to pick my TOV, Tarot of Vampyres. I've been feeling so drawn to it, and it kept popping in my head. So I was like, okay, for the month of August, it's just you and me. So I've been really working with this one. I love our pools and chats together. They're so honest. So just makes me really sit and think about, like, there's still like a lot of work I, did journal about and do. And this deck's just always there for me. It's my comfort deck, and that's the reason why it's my favorite and why it's my home deck. And not to mention, I just still love Ian Daniels' artwork. There's so much just depth in these cards. I just love it. So this is my main deck for August. I just love it. The guidebook, of course, is amazing. Like I always say, you get your keywords, you get a full descriptive analysis of and symbolism about what's in the cards, like why he chose to put certain things, and that's even eye-opening. Like I get so much out of it. And so again, I'm doing my daily pulls with this one, but there's also a bunch of decks that actually work really well with TOV. And so during this month, it's like I'm also working with other decks, and I'm able to get to know them better as well. So some of the decks that I am also pulling with TOV, so I'll usually pull one card from this deck and then one card from one of these Oracle decks or tarot decks, sometimes more than one. It just depends on how the conversation goes. But TOV is my main deck. The other deck I've been really loving, and that came to mind this week to pull back out and work with, is the Antique Anatomy Tarot. I did do a mod on mine. It's got these golden edges on it, which kind of make it look like an old antique book to me. And then I had an oopsie. I was putting brown ink on the corners because I was going to try to darken it up a little bit, but it was not going to dry. So when I wiped it off, it kind of stained the cards more. And so now on the corners and edges and stuff, it looks even more antique-y or vintage. And so it was an oopsie, but I kind of like it. So this is, of course, a pip deck, which does not have illustrations for the minor arcana card. It just has the number of the item. So this is the 10 of coins. So then you have 10 coins. But there's still so much here. And I'm learning to really appreciate these types of decks because they really allow your intuition to grow and can learn about color, like the workings of color in tarot and what the colors represent, as well as the numerological association. So it's been really fun. And this deck is just so gorgeous. I love Claire Goodchild's style. I still need to get her Memento Mori deck. I know it's out of print right now. I did message her and she said that at some point, I mean, it'll come back, but that deck's on my list for sure though, because I just love her artwork. But anyways, this deck though, like after I cleansed it and had a good chat with it, it was so clear and truthful, and so I'm excited to really work with this one and pull cards from it along with TOV. They actually really look good together too. I like them together. Again, TOV just really, there's so many decks that go well with it. The next one that I have been working with and pulling from a little bit here and there is my Trionfi Della Paradoxical edition. So I do know the mass market edition of this is coming out. Well, not this one. This is Marseille. The Trionfi della Luna is out now, but it's the illustrated version, which is still really awesome. I love Patrick's artwork, but I love, again, this pip style. I'm loving it. And I love this Paradoxical edition because I love how it's dark. It's like going into my own underworld and working on my shadows and things, but like it's not just a shadow work deck for me. It's another truthful deck for me, but it's just so fun and a learning deck too, because of learning the pips and just seeing different things in it. So I really like working with that one as well. The Wild Unknown. I've had this deck for like 2 years now, and I never really connected with it until this year. And I think, which I mentioned that in a previous video with you guys, that to hold on to decks that you're not necessarily connecting with currently, because I've had, like I said, had this for 2 years, didn't really connect with it much, but now I am, because I'm further along on my, oops, that's upside down. Because I'm further along on my path, I'm learning more and have learned more and can understand what's going on in these cards more than what I did before. And knowing, like, seeing the color, this deck has some of my favorite cards in it too. I loved that Hangman, but I also love her use of color and how some of these cards are just black and white. But then you have these cards that have these pops of color, so you can really learn the color associations and what they mean with this deck as well. So I'm learning to bond with this deck more as well. Okay, I have to stretch my leg out. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. Another deck that I actually really loved with TOV so far this month is the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Now, I do have some reversals in this, but I really love this deck. It's by Colette Baron Reed and a couple others. But I love the messages in the guidebook, and the imagery is just beautiful. And paired with TOV, it's very insightful. There's a lot I can get out of those two together. Okay, this pairing here, Woodland Wardens with TOV, is amazing. And I can't remember who it was, but I was on Instagram and I saw a picture of it, of these two together, and I was like, oh, I need to try that out. And yeah, it's awesome. I think it's because they're both like jewel toned and kind of darker, but like, I don't know, it's just so pretty. They're just so pretty together. And I really love the keywords on this deck, on the Woodland Wardens, along with TOV. And then, I mean, the messages in the guidebook are great as well. Plus the journaling prompts. I love that. So there's the Woodland Wardens. And get that back in there. I did a birthday spread. Like I did like a whole year reading, starting with my birthday and going all the way till the next August. And in doing so, I used TOV with this deck. and they don't necessarily look great together, but the messages were really good. This is the Shaman Wisdom Oracle, or Shaman Wisdom cards. I did trim mine. It had a white border around it and it didn't fit, so I totally trimmed that off. And again, they don't really match together, but they were the messages from this little guidebook that it came with are really, really good. And it tied in, like, I was blown away with how much it tied into the meaning of the TOV card. So again, don't really match aesthetic wise, but as far as the messages, they were extremely good. Another one is Citadel. This one's on my list. These other decks I have already pulled from and worked with TOV with, and I love all these decks together. This one is on my list. I just wanted to mention it because throughout the rest of this month, this is one that I'm going to be pulling out to work with. Another one that I did a pull with TOV, and it was kind of a fun, like, little storytelling thing, like a fun little chat. But the Tarot of Haunted House this is one of my favorite decks too. I love the whole concept and idea of going into a haunted house and exploring all these different aspects of you, coming across ghosts of the past or just different things. It's just like, it's a whole world, it's a whole vibe and story, and pairing it with TOV, it was very truthful too. And so it's really one of my favorites. This is one that's going to stay out too because it's such a fall excuse me, such a fall time deck. So I mean, I love the spooky and haunted house type vibes all year long, but excuse me. Okay, I felt a sneeze coming on. Sorry. Glad that didn't happen though. Okay. Okay. Almost through them, you guys. Another one that I'm going to be working with is Lost Oracle. I've had this for like a couple months now, and I really need to sit with this one. So this one is definitely staying out. I really want to get to know it better. And I think this one just looks absolutely gorgeous with TOV as well. It just has like the total witchy vibes, and yeah, I need to work with this one. It's beautiful too. This deck is gorgeous. So this one's going to be staying out. I'm going to be working with it as well. This might seem like a lot of decks to work with through August, but when I'm doing my pulls, it's just once a day, do a pull, kind of see how the energies are working together. If I really like ones like the Trionfi Della Luna with TOV, love. Wildwood, I've been pulling quite a bit from it. Antique Anatomy, because like I'm also doing chats too. Like I'll just sit, shuffle, and just pull cards, and it's fun just to see what comes up. So yeah, so there's the blah, blah, blah. There is the Lost Oracle. And this deck stays out because it's one of my all-time favorites now. I'm so thankful I have it. It is out of print. But the Heart of Faeries Oracle with TOV, I did a pretty actually big spread one day with both of these decks, and it was awesome. The artwork in both of them. I mean, this deck, Heart of Faeries, is so beautiful, and I love their messages. Even though this is based more on like relationships, I don't necessarily see it that way. The key words associated with these cards give me quite a good jumping off point. And then I also like to kind of have my own association or meaning with these cards as well, instead of just leaving it stuck in like that one space of just relationship work. So it paired with TOV is really cool. I love I just love it. It's just stunning. So yeah, there's my decks for August. So quite a few, but again, my main one is TOV for this month. And if you're over on Patreon, you get to have, or you get to see a lot more as far as that with the daily polls and the updates and reviews and all that good stuff. So you'll get to see more of like my polls with these other decks as well. But anyways, there's the decks that I'm working with, like I said, throughout August. At the end of the month, maybe I'll do like a how it went type of video. We'll see. But yeah, because you'll have the August favorites video. Duh. I really like doing those videos. They're so much fun. I love seeing what other people enjoyed for the month. So I hope you guys enjoy them too. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys all in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.